for that. How could you wish you never play me? Had no time for that. Damn. Claim me, you my lady, got no time for that. How could you moving like you crazy? I ain't call you back. Damn. Leave me alone. What you done for? Running out the box. Leave me alone.
What is up, everybody? It is Sunday. Welcome, everybody. It's your boy Satoshi motherfucking Heavy with another dose of crypto right for you. Hope you're ready for this. Buckle up, fasten your seatbelts. We could be on a pretty explosive ride pretty soon, depending on what happens. So with that, first of all, literally right after I started this stream, like literally after I hit start on the stream, I was just informed by one of my friends that one of my other friends passed away just like tonight or yesterday or something like that. So that shit was kind of hard. Shit's kind of crazy, man. That's crazy. All I'm trying to say here is that you really don't know. You never promised tomorrow. You really don't. You really aren't promised tomorrow. My buddy had zero intention in passing away. Zero. He didn't know. No one knew, you know? So make sure you always live your life how you want it to be. Don't let others and other things dictate your life and thus make you unhappy or unsatisfied. Dictate your own life. Take control and make your life satisfying. You really never know when the last day is. You don't. And make sure, most importantly, to always let those people who helped you out, who showed you love, who continue to show you love, show you support, you know, make sure they understand that you got love for them back and you appreciate that they're in your life. Okay? You never fucking know, dude. You never fucking know. Super unfortunate. Rest in peace, Calvin. Anyways, so now all that depressing shit's done and over with. Let's fucking get into this shit. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. Crazy as fuck. Crazy as fuck. Crazy as fuck. No, you're thank you, bro. Thank you. I just feel bad for the dude, my home. It's just crazy. Life's crazy. So, anyways, last time we discussed Bitcoin. I think we're here-ish. And I'm gonna go ahead and lower this even more. Lower. Anyways, we can also turn off this fan because it's kind of fucking cold in here. So I'm a little pissed off. Man, that's just some bullshit, man. I really, fuck, dude. You really don't know, dude. You fucking just really don't fucking know, man. You really don't know. It's just crazy. That's crazy, dude. You fucking walk outside, you catch a fucking virus, you die the next day. You fucking drive down the fucking road and mind your business. Next thing you get fucking plowed by a semi. It's fucking, and you're over. Dude, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Anyways, since the last time we updated, I think we're here. And I stated as long as we consolidated over the 9.6 level, we had a high chance of, continuing up to the 10,000 level or 10.2 level. And that seemingly happened. At first it was pretty difficult, especially for a lot of people to, and even me, to stay in one long, to buy this long and hold it. I actually, flipped here short and then rebought this low. And then I unfortunately had a trail stop that was fucking for some reason triggered, or I must have, I don't know how my trade, anyway, I'm now out of that trade somehow. I think my trail stop hit, or either, I vaguely remember last night, like at 6 a.m. when I was coming back up into the house. You can't see the charts. Oh shit, bro. Thank you. That would have happened again. Sorry, I'm all a little wonky. Anyways, so yeah, we continue up from that point. So what's gonna happen? At this point, I'm seeing some pretty heavy divergences on Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean anything. That does not mean anything. All that means is that there's overextension in price, and you can see a correction, which usually happens, right? We got a regular divergence, so there's an overextension in price, so there's going to be a correction. And that's exactly what happened. You still can't see the charts? You still can't see the charts? Please tell me you can see the charts now. Please tell me. I'm going to pause right here. Can you guys see my charts? I need to know before I continue. Do I buy this car right here? It's pretty clean. Anyways, I need to know if y'all can see my charts, and I'll continue. Someone ping that and say, hey, yeah, I can see your charts, or no, you're a dumbass, fix your shit. Nice. Cool. So, yeah, let us continue. So again, all divergence means, especially on that heavy trending trend, is there's an overextension in price, and you could assume that there will be a correction. Does that mean it's going to be a reversal type correction? No, not all the time. It does not. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. No, that does not mean that all the time. So we have to understand, certain things in market action and in RSI that happen that helps prove to us when divergence has the highest chance of being true or false before the actual move even happens. And I use this by using not age old, but a little system I built, I guess. I don't know, I just kind of made it up. I didn't make it up, but it works, just believe me. It's called value range theory. And it states that Once divergence is seen, you have a certain amount of candles to validate that divergence being seen. And this divergence is probably more like a 2 to 4 hour divergence. Let me see here. That's not really a divergence there. So like a 2 hour divergence. All it states is you got a point here, your low here, and your high here. That's which makes a valley, in which I call the valley of divergence. And that's why hence the name valley range, because this is a valley, and then here's your range, right? Here's that range, the entire range, the valley, and then the range. Okay. And so you got 0, 1, and 2, which makes your divergence call. And so this states that we can find your most pivotal pivot in price action to be in the divergence leg of RSI. So what does that mean? Is your divergence leg is this. The secondary move that makes divergence, that proves divergence, that is possible, and it's showing. So the pivot you'll be looking for would be here in this, right? And this is exactly what we did, and what I did down here, and the reason why I ended up buying more at that position, because this exact thing happened on a lower time frame in this particular pattern right there, which was a continuation pattern, and so I entered along. And so this is going to be the exact same play, except on just a little bit higher degree. And here I was looking at a lower degree structure. Now it's a little bit higher degree. Is this a possible, running flat that we're not seeing? A weird 3, some weird 3. Time is a crucial aspect here and factor here in whether this could be even close to valid or not. So if we come to about this point, if we actually come to this point, I would not consider this valid, this idea I'm proposing here. The other option is that this, actually like this better, a lot better. If we break down like this, I wouldn't like this as a buying opportunity. I think I would be looking for a short, possibly, depending on what happens down here. So 1, 2. Always set alerts for your take profit and your stops on your position. That's exactly what those 3 levels were. Always, so you know what's happening. So you don't have to be looking at the charts all day. So what I think is happening here is that this could be a possible 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like this. The structure will say it's going to be doing this. This is the bullish side. I'm not necessarily going to long this, but I'll look to see this top to be taken out, and I'll probably have a breakout buy, and then set a stop like mid range and to target for 10.6, 10.4, because we understand that if this is going to be a subwave of this larger degree move here in red, this subwave, this substructure, this correction is a correction. It can't elapse the time aspects of this sister wave. Well, of what would be a sister wave of this move here, because it's of a larger degree, and it states Neo wave and wave principle states that your larger terminal degree motive waves or corrections will have interterminal subwaves and substructures in them that will be built into the larger structure. And thus, just based on that basic knowledge, you have to understand that the little stuff builds the big stuff. And so time and the corrections, they can't match. So like, for instance, an algo, we look for wave 4 of a sister wave compatibility for wave 2 just to try to understand if this is indeed a correction of 4 and going up for wave 5 is, you know, the sister wave algo of that 1-to-1. And so what we do to understand the substructure is you take that same understanding of time that you know that if it takes up a certain amount of time, then you have to assume it's a part of a larger degree correction, or something that you're just missing entirely. So if we creep into this box, I wouldn't even like us, honestly, past this vertical line here before I move. I want us to move up before this. Before that line. Because based on time, we shouldn't correct within the same degree of this correction here, since this is of a smaller degree. So just based on that logic, we understand that we can't take a certain amount of time. And if we start fluttering over here, like if we do this little bullshit like that, this straight sideways bullshit, one, I'll probably be looking for like a running flat, some weird ass running flat or something, depending on if it takes the time of does not take that time of that, and thus I would say is valid. But let me see here. Let's throw that level out there so we know in hindsight where it is. It's right here. It's actually essentially right where this is already, so no reason for it. So if we just go sideways like this, I wouldn't like anything in continuation to upside, to be honest with you. If we just flutter sideways, I would not like it for a continuation to upside. It'll probably end up being some stupid sideways bullcrap and then a wick off move to the downside. Some complex bullcrap that we're not. It'll be like an A, a B, and then a C. An A could be like a 3, 3, and a 3 combo, which will get everybody fucking confused. And then another 3 combo poking over the high, SFP, sell point to the downside. I am bullish though until proven otherwise. On the highest degree wave count, I am bearish, meaning that after the termination of this wave, but entire wave structure from the lows, I will assume some massive reaction to the downside. That's all that means. But it does not mean that we can't extend in a double extension here. And I also like this here. That move there. That erase. This makes more sense right here. 3, 4. Time works the best this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're into 5th wave, and if it's gonna double extend, we can, you know, get to these levels. So just because I'm saying that I am bearish on my highest degree wave count, but doesn't mean that you want to be shorting all these freaking levels or want to be shorting everything. You have to look at the lower time frames and find weakness in that using certain like rules of logic, either value range theory logic or basic, you know, like trend lines or RSI or momentum, whatever you want to do. By the way, if you have trouble understanding momentum, I have a free indicator for everybody to use, and let me pop it up real quick. And I highly suggest you use it. What up, brother? Right here. Right here. Wave Momentum. Here, I'll drop the link in chat. Use it. It's very simple. It helps you understand momentum. When it's red, it's bearish. When it's blue, it's bullish. When it's super bright blue, it's really bullish. When it's super dark red or bright red and not pink, it's really bearish. When it's pink, it's lightly bearish. When it's dark teal like that, it is slightly bullish, more close to neutral. Vice versa. Use it. Very helpful. And so a basic trading strategy is never enter a trade when that is against you. Oh, I don't consider this I consider this a WXY. W one, either ABC there, X. Fits really well, this WXY, in a 3-3-3 combo. 3, 3, or ABC, like that. 1 or 2. And then 3. Hits that low basically perfectly. This X was snappy. Got everybody, X waves tend to be very snappy, especially the WX waves we like to study. They tend to be very impulsively looking and get people very confused. So again, I am bullish until proven otherwise. This looks like a subwave of this. So I'm very sad at my stop sell, or however the fuck. I don't know how my trade got exited, but because I didn't hit my target. My target was 10-2, 20 something like that, and it didn't hit that. So I know for a fact I didn't hit my target. So it must have been my stop sell acting as probably the exit that for that trade. Still, not really happy about that, but I'm looking for a reason to long. Again, this is a pretty good opportunity here. Yeah, you can have X to do a lot of things. There's a few things here. This structure is just, it's not a perfect. Some may label that like an impulse like that. The way that retrace so low, that's not impulsively. That's not how impulses work. So again, what I was trying to say real quick is this is actually not a bad buying opportunity on this consolidation pattern that's forming here, based on this knowledge we have in front of us, with the assumption that we are still bullishly trending in the fifth and final wave of this A wave, of this green fifth wave, and we're in some sort of smaller degree interterminal wave structure of red. This should be purple. So we're crossing under the. So a buy signal will be when this crosses back over on a 1 hour. I like the 30 minute the best, in my opinion. It works the best. I have some weird connection with purple. Well, I have this key that I follow. Let me find it real quick. If you notice, all my degrees are in the same pattern, all of them. It goes red, purple, cayenne, green, yellow, orange, maroon, gray, white. That's my color code. White being the biggest degree. You have to be consistent in something. Again, I'm gonna probably buy here. This is not a horrible position. You're not buying the high of this particular pattern. It's close to the low. You got a good reaction off this base. Let's see here. This wave 1 might not even be done, to be honest with you. Looking at this substructure. This looks like it could do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another correction. And then we'll actually go up. So we'll see what happens here. This right here looks like a correction, though. It's like a flat. Impulse. Running flat. Impulse. So I'll be this move would be 100% invalidated once we get below 998, in my opinion. We must, in my opinion, it should be probably even higher, like at 999, or even honestly 10K. Honestly, 10K. We want to stay above 10K and to have this idea be most likely to become true. All right, ETH. ETH has been on a tear, absolute tear. Been a definite breadwinner in regards to terms. Not terms. Returns. This is looking pretty dumpy right here. Possible like any diagonal, possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. That works. I just really don't know how it'll fit in the rest of this. Because this looks like a flat right here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. But the question is this part of the move too? One, 2. Ethereum looks like it wants to break down. If we break that low, I think we'll come to here. Just looking at the way this momentum's wanting to shift, possibly. We had a hidden bullish divergence from there to there, but it really didn't do anything. It did something there, but then we really get a reaction here. It wasn't really a reaction. So this leads me to question, this move here. So how you would play that value of divergence is 0, 1, 2. X is probably right there, and you can clearly see X. So it's very simple. As long as price stays below this point, then it's bearish, and you would assume that. If it goes above it, then you assume upside. It's just that simple. And you don't even have to understand like really in depth Elliott wave. Just it's best to know some Elliott wave, because it helps you figure out when the most likely scenario is based on the pattern. Like this looks healthy. This looks like a 1, a 2, a 3. It could possibly be. Let's see where the extension lies, though. So we tagged a 618 extension of this move. It's definitely over a 1-to-1. Pattern here in the top, it could also very well be wave 4, and we're just missing it. Like that. Could very well be. But it looks like it wants to do this stupid thing. Dip, then moon. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Looking at the RSI, it's pretty healthy. Hit 90, which is pretty high. I would like some sort of, either with RSI coming there, bouncing off there. There's some sort of, this looks like it wants to do this. For some reason, it just really does. We got a kick-ass sell signal on the 4-hour here. So, I mean, a short now with a stop right there, which is super tight. Really good risk to reward. Is not bad. But again, it wouldn't really make sense with Bitcoin. This looks like it wants to break up. This does not, though. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm trying to study this price action that's happening here. Okay, so this looks like, that for sure, this little area right there is for sure a 5-wave pattern. Now it's just trying to figure out 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, possibly? I think that all that was a correction. This was your counter moves. So yeah, based on this, it looks like we should do that. Maybe even come lower. Let's be mindful of Bitcoin because Bitcoin may just tear this up with it, and we're just missing something. Maybe like even a more like a 1 2, 1 2, and then we're just missing it. But ETH is looks very very good on the higher time frames in terms of over sustained bullishness, you know, in the time after this. So what I'm saying is we should correct and have another similar bullish move to the upside, if not even bigger. This can even be the start of C wave here of this entire structure. A, B, C. And this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'd have to hold 138 on a 140 on a retrace, so for sure, for sure. Again, same idea with Ethereum too. I definitely think we're in some final wave structure. It's just trying to figure out if that structure is done or not. And to me, it looks like we're still missing some, like some subwaves here. Again, is that 1, 2, no, 3, 4. Only time will tell. No sell signal on the 4-hour on Chevy. Probably will have a signal on the short on this. We got a sell right into a buy, which will probably end up turning to a sell pretty soon, depending on what happens here. So yeah, Chevy's bullish, both the OG and a new one. So I'm thinking that again. I'm thinking this looks like a correction. Yeah, we can break down. Sure, I'll accept that as long as we hold 214. I think that'll be a buyback, and we should expect one more high. 4505. Like that. Some weird running flat here, broken to it. Some even more complex running wedge, which are super rare, but they happen. But I would like this to happen. A test of this 214 level, then a rebreak. But again, it just doesn't really make sense with Bitcoin looking like it wants to. What time is that? 5? What time is this? I mean, I guess if Bitcoin does this pattern, break up, consolidate, this will end up doing that longer here. End up being like this. I think that's possible. If Bitcoin could break up, reject, come back down into this little range here, I think that will cause Ethereum to have that little sell-off here to that 214 level. So I do like this short opportunity on ETH, not Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to clear that high, then come down. That would I think that would be a decent short opportunity because you're thinking this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then coming down for a consolidation of 2. The smarter play would be follow the trend, keep the trend going, and just wait for a good consolidation pattern into this support here at 10,010 area, and watch your hourly and 30-minute divergences or RSI, SRSI, and if RSI could get really low like that, then you'll have some really good hidden bullish divergence there, and that'll be a really good opportunity to buy. So pay attention to those. 30-minute and 1 hour best, in my opinion. Okay, let's get on to this horror. Yeah, the question here is, was this a WXY or an A, B, C, in which we'll look for another wave up like that and so turn into 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that would be your true sell pattern. You got some pretty good divergence here on the 2 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. I think it'll still have more time to correct like this, if anything. If anything. It could do this. After that move there, it could do this. And then drop down for that 4 of this degree. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that will final move to the upside. As long as we sustain this high here, it's pivot high at 0.021739, I would have to assume upside for BTC, East BTC. We got some pretty good divergences forming in the 4 hour. Oof, that's really, really good. Momentum's definitely bullish. You can clearly see that. All the way up to the daily. Yeah, this is definitely a complete subwave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly. High alert for that. Litecoin disobeyed what I thought was going to happen. Well, not really. It actually did exactly what we seen. After this high, I said if we make this stupid flat, like that depicted there, and hold these levels, which we did, or we could break down below here and then breaking lower, which we didn't. And so that was another buying back opportunity there. Some pretty good divergences forming on. This doesn't look complete though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long, again, same rules essentially here. As long as we hold this 71, 70. I'm gonna say 72, 73 area now. So let me hold that. I have to assume upside. Okay, Len finally listened to us, kind of. That looks like a pretty good rejection. As long as we can hold below that level at whatever 358, whatever the fuck that is. Under 358, this is like an SFP. Wick out, wick in, and then back down into deviation range. Same plan. Nothing has really changed with this stupid coin. So it's, pay attention to it. Keep tracking it. All it did was go a little bit higher than I anticipated. I thought we were going to end here, but we went higher. Pretty hefty divergence from there to there to there. We got some hidden bullish divergence here, just pay attention to that. But remember how in order to be true, we got to be 0, 1, 2. X is up here, and we already labeled it, so. Now we'll change the len. What was the other one? XTZUSD, right? Okay, so this, thankfully, that's a pretty nice rejection though, so it looks like it would want to come down. I swear I had a different chart. I guess I don't. Yeah, that definitely looks like a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, and this is coming down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can happen like that. It's all gonna be an A, B, or W, X, Y, but this W is too short for this Y, so I don't like it. Let's consider that the correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All I know is this is bearish, and it looks like it wants to do this. At least to here. At least, in my opinion, at least there. Unless we're... That's crazy. You had over 100% gains on this stupid thing. From the lows. Nearly 100% gains. From the lows. Just from January. Damn. Some really good gains on that pair. I think of this though. I think the top's in for XTZ for now, and we should assume some sort of correction for the time being. This looks like a giant flat. But we have to assume bullshit as long as we stay above this level. Because this could very well be a 1 and a 2. 3. 4, 5. Watch the 618 retrace of this current move down to be overtaken. If it does that, that would be a long opportunity. So if this zone here gets taken again by the bulls to the upside, I would long it. Longing this low won't be a horrible idea. With this, you're assuming this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave initial impulse of a bigger, larger degree wave count. So let's throw a invalidation point for us, which again it lines up very well with that level. I'll have my stop just below this right here. If I was to buy this low coming up right here, if I was buying this low, my stop would be here. You would want an alert set here and at your stop here to see if you get a quick buyback, or if it does start trickling down, then you probably want to exit before your stop is hit. Okay. I am hungry as a motherfucker. Hungry as a motherfucker. So I'm gonna open this box up of Ghost cookies and have one. Like I shouldn't do, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Just give me a second. I haven't ate anything this morning, unfortunately. I just came right home from where I was last night and got into this shit. Sorry I wasn't talking. I'm trying to eat. Fucking cookies are dry as fuck. Yeah, this looks like a possible top. You know, find the high zone of resistance on RSI, lines with some resistance points on PA, and extension points in Elliott wave Fibonacci levels. So logical reason to short there. Just be very mindful that this could be like a 1, 2, 1, 2, and it's moons. So just have your stop. If you're shorting this, I would have my stop like right here, or even above that pivot there, depending on how big of a position and how you're able to enter this position. So be mindful of that. I'm looking for a sell and weakness across the board on USD. Which would mean this is a buying opportunity, which is exactly what we had thought. So we have been crushing this. Besides this initial short, which we were bearish on this, but we just didn't get the pattern we wanted, unfortunately. So that happened a little. Now let's just see if this holds. This is a great buying opportunity. Back into the range of what Curtis and Gigant take a little pulse to the upside. Just be mindful that the angle and descent of this looks like it could be an impulse to the downside. And that would mean that this structure, this 5-way structure we saw here, would be part of this here, and then we'll be now entering a zone similar to that. That looks pretty horrible, though. I wouldn't necessarily buy into it, honestly. I wouldn't buy into it, honestly. I would have to see a pretty good candle that is saying, okay, we have people wanting to buy this. Because this looks like it could be now for good trending to the south side. Oh, that hurts. There, we broke all the way back into the bear range. If we can't get back over 60 RSI, we're done. So It's looking pretty. This looks like it could be very true though. Very true right here. So maybe it's not a buying opportunity. Let's see what happens. This move looks very impulsive to the downside. That's all I know. This 5 can extend all the way down here. And if it does this, if this C gets extended, we're actually beyond the point of where C could actually be, but it's just barely. So I could still assume that this is 5. If we go any lower though, I will throw this out the window, and I would label this 1, 2, all this 3, 4, and 5. Okay. This looks pretty bad. That looks pretty bad. We were short up here, so good thing we're short. It's just I didn't expect this level to be. I thought it'd be like a trickle down, not a freaking one move pony. And exactly what is happened. Don't trust all the wedges. This was all a correction, part of correction. And this is the bottom 5, 4. Now I'm very interested in shorting again USD and OK. Not only because of the fact that I'm looking at shorts across the board, but this looks like it's finally completing the entire pattern that I thought was completed initially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sell. This was one we were wrong on, and I haven't really looked at it since we were wrong. So let's do that real quick. What did we miss? What did I miss that caused us to be wrong here? We had a great short there, a great initial buy here, and our secondary buy was a fail. So 2 wins, 1 loss. This was probably A, B, C. A, B, C. I'll be interested in buying this once this trend line breaks. Give me some confirmation. And then I'll long it to this high, at least. Give me a reaction out of there, aim for that high. Gold. Gold is just lingering. Lingering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be like 1, 2, and then this is a breaker move. I would have a stop sell, honestly. There. And I'll probably enter a short now. And place my stop here. Enter like 30%, 40%, and have the rest here at a stop sell. And then I'll move my stop once it happens to about there. If that happens. You know, if it breaks down like that, I'll move my stop there. And then we'll see what happens from that point. I would assume more downside, but we'll see. We'll see, okay? GPD is now entering a zone we're interested in, as you can see by my many circles. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like it has a very high chance of being A, B, C, ending diagonal. Buyer with a stop buy above that hip right there. One may start looking for longs now, but that again, you're just trying to knife catch. There's very logical reason to buy in this little area here, though. And we shouldn't extend greater than this. Yeah, since wave 3 was shorter than wave 1 there. That means that we really can't go any further than we are right now. So right now it's an extremely good buying opportunity just because based on that information. Buying now, stop it there. Based on this information, if this is going to be indeed a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this should happen like this. This can also be just a flat right there. See what it looks like on a higher degree. The unfortunate thing, that could be an ending expanding diagonal. And this entire pattern could come down extremely bearishly. My initial idea is we're going to put this flat, a bigger flat, and this is a buying opportunity that we're now in. I say using this logic will be valid though. Buying over 1.2952 based on this knowledge. I don't think this is done. I think it's A, B, C, and this is going to be extremely painful. But not now. Not now. This will come later. This first, this later. Okay? Alright, so with that, I think we have covered everything we usually cover. And we have. We have covered everything we usually cover. So, I'm going to go ahead and raise the volume up. See if anyone has any last minute questions or concerns to ask me before we get out of here. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you found this insightful, found anything from it, took a trade from last update, whatever, make sure to hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it in every way possible. And then, if you love me even more and what I do even more, then you can come back later on when I get the upload and just simply put a little comment or a thumb up with an emoji. That's all I need, and I appreciate it even more. So with that, let's raise this volume and we will start to get out of here.
Take
Oh shit, dude. All right, everybody. We are done. We are done. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and transition us to the black screen. And you can catch me, your boy, Satoshi motherfucking Heavy again with another dose of crypto right for you on Tuesday. Alright, catch me at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And on Thursday, we'll get an early morning session at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Alright, catch you then. Have a nice day. Be safe. Much love.
I need some more. Starting to see strange things I never seen before. Rockstar wildlife when we on tour. Couple of them sexy, better let them through the door. I'm feeling up now to the stage. Tell me